Can you
record-
record?
Yeah,
Right.
I'm recording on my machine.
What we're gonna do is stand up, please. And something we haven't done in a while. Rotary model. Sir. Okay, good. And stand to the flag. Okay. Unfortunately, it's not up yet, but say the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And if you put a moment of silence, I'm sure everybody's heard from having. Bill and Jackie have COVID. I understand they're doing better.
And on the screen.
Illness in the beginning, but they're feeling much better. But
They're with us.
hey, Bill, all the best to you. So keep Bill and Jackie in your thoughts, and let's have a moment of silence. Okay, thank you. Alan, I know you got a song for us, so I'm gonna let you
I did
step
want
up to the plate.
Yeah, I was out putting some grass seed in my yard this week and bending over doing all this stuff. Reminded me of a song that I liked from way back, page 11. Middle of the page. I'm looking over a 4-leaf clover. Okay. I'm looking over a 4-leaf clover, and I overlook before. One week is sunshine, the second is rain. Third is wrong. The one ring, it's somebody I adore.
All right, today we're gonna have Polly Carpenter speak to us about, say it again, what it is,
Norwex.
Norway. Okay, so, she will do that after we have some lunch and, any other guests? Okay, well, we got a pretty good crowd, even with Bill and Jackie not able to attend. And we'll get an update in a little while after lunch from John on the whole crab cake thing. But right now, ladies,
Before we start, while we're doing our lunch, I have 2 lists here, one I want to keep, and I had a clipboard, but I think it got stolen last time I left. Here's a clipboard. Your name should be on here. If it's not on here, write your name on here and indicate whether or not you will be a worker and how many you'll have to get some count. That's the most important thing we got to work on. And if you have some idea how many you sold to before, you can write that down too. And just pass it around. Thank you.
So,
all right, and we'll ask the ladies, go, Bill.
So we put this out before, but yesterday was World Polio Day.
Yeah.
Today, in celebration of World Polio Day, we have Purple Pinky. So that will be done before we leave here today. All right.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
All right.
Our president was informed of this. I'm sure he communicated it to all the members. So.
We actually got something from, I think from the district too, on that, or from Rotary International. Okay, ladies, please step up and take part in the lunch today, and after the ladies are in line, John Phillips and John the couple. Okay, but for those who didn't get the email or didn't read it or forgot what it said, it is, Dolores, it is Friday before Thanksgiving, right? 18th of November. And as far as I know, we're still gonna meet over at the Fire and Rescue Center, right, over at Sheriff?
Yes, we are at the rescue squad.
Okay. And trying to remember what time, we usually got there, we had a setup crew around 9 o'clock, between 8:30 and 9, we'll come there and get all the tables set up. So we're gonna follow the same drill. Pretty much we'll be ready to go at 9 a.m. to start making the trash cake. So for those who are volunteering to come, be there at 9. if you can be there a little early to help us set up the tables, that's appreciated too. That goes pretty quick.
You done?
All right. Oh, John, I was just talking. Do you have anything to add? I brought up when, where the crab cake making is gonna happen. I asked people to be there at 8:30 who could help us set up. And other than that, be there at 9 o'clock, ready to go to make crab cake. Do you have anything to add on this?
Jim tells me to mention to you that the website is up and running, JakeCharlesRotary.com, so people don't move forward.
You got some money?
Everybody is required to buy or sell too. Okay, so, last time we also did a lot of trading, what got totally out of hand, including myself, so. Toward the end, we will set a date to shut down, the sales should be in, Paul, we used to do it like on Monday before the full date, right? He's very flexible in the amount of traffic, so like Monday to whatever date that's gonna be, the 13th, we got a calendar with the date before the 18th.
Yeah.
I'll send that out.
It'll be the 13th.
Take orders.
14th is Monday.
I sold so far 100, so we only have 1,500 to go.
So are we locked in $55 a tray?
We are. And we're not going to do any refunds, or if it comes out that we lose some money, I mean, make less money, instead of lose money. Then that's what it's going to be. On the other hand, if we wind up getting the same price as last time, it'll just be a bumper crop. We decided the bookkeeping and the explanation would really outweigh the value of saying, because we don't know the guy this time, he's not able to lock in the price of the crab meat yet, and so we don't know these numbers. We're hopeful that it won't be to the point we don't make money doing this, but I think it's very unlikely. This guy's been really good to us. He's been our supplier for about 4 or 5 years. He delivers it over here, right, what we want, and the quantities we want. And we had to go offshore. He's a local guy. He grew up on the Eastern Shore, but he's in Newport News. And we used him quite a while. The first time he's ever done that, I think it's just the uncertainty of the market of everything like that. So you can't quote the price out in 3 weeks or whatever. So
Everybody
it's
here
still on the
seen this?
sheet.
Yeah, I mean,
Now, I'll send out a notice, but at least give me a head start, and I'll send out, if you notice your name is on there, like I said, right on there, don't worry about the ones that
Now,
might not be.
let's go over there
memorable.
now.
I'll take care of those later. Last time we had close to 40 people working, and for those of you there, it went very well. It takes a lot of people. I mean, it's kind of like a slow moving snowball, it's probably slow with all the picking, so once it gets going, it's like the Lucy thing, with the chocolate. Get your helpers, we can find something for everybody to do. Even Chuck, we can find a job that Chuck can do, we had to.
That's right. Something that doesn't take too much smarts.
Any questions about the crab cake making? Yes,
You know, when we got Randy, I think, so he didn't get it last time.
oh, to make sure you get some.
Yeah.
Well, we,
He's sort of got a credit.
oh, he paid.
Paid, and he didn't get one.
Oh, wow, no, I wasn't
It
aware of
was to
that.
do with the website and then some.
Oh,
Yeah, so he, I forgot.
Actually,
I guess Jim.
Yeah, well.
actually, we have 2 or 3 people that paid last time that didn't get them because we ran out.
Oh, yeah.
And they will get
Some
theirs
of those,
free
like,
this time.
It was voluntarily, but I didn't know that. So, yeah, we'll, and that was part of this trading that we actually, there was a lot of pent up demand last time.
Yeah.
And we sold them out pretty quickly. Bill sold about 800 or whatever he sold. And, but, yeah, again, for those of you that haven't sold a bunch, I mean, they're really easy to sell if you could get by somebody that's already get me or somebody else. Yeah. And we try to make delivery, but part of it's gonna be too, you need to let me know, hopefully Friday, Saturday, Sunday, before the Monday we stop selling, so we can make sure we haven't oversold. But I will check with you in the meantime and make sure we can get more. I mean, we can make, I guess, possible, you agree with that, well, I don't know the offer, but we can.
Well, I think there's a maximum probably
Yeah,
that we
I
should
think
do, but
2,000, I think
we could do a few more than last time, I
Attention
think.
we can make
span.
a few more trades if we need to.
Attention span
So we
wears
have to
out.
sell out. So don't be reluctant to sell them, but last time, we kind of started slow and then took off, all of a sudden we had more sold than we had credit. So, a lot of the members, fortunately, didn't have to buy their 2 because we were able to transfer those. But that's where you kind of got lost in the shuffle. Somebody had, Dave Downey's got to take 3 times and, that kind of stuff. So, I'm gonna be the clearinghouse for trade. Don't trade with anybody else. Cause it really got out of hand. And that's where we wound up, people like Randy and those. who have- Any other questions or comments?
We had a lot of good feedback on the quality of the crab trade, so I think they're gonna sell even more this time.
Yeah, I think they'll sell pretty quickly, even 55, I haven't had any resistance to the price, in fact, 2 or 3 have already ordered more than they did last time.
Yeah, by the way, that's true. It's $55, not 60, so we're cutting $5 off the cost. That should be another,
Yeah, I didn't know we talked about 60. We talked about 60?
yeah, that's about 8%
And
cut.
we talked about
We sold them for 50 last time.
50 last time, and 55 this time, $5 increase. I think the best thing to do is just say it's $55. And if somebody remembers it's 50 last time, say it was 60.
I thought it was 60.
I know you remember.
Everything's on the right.
Don't mention it, though. Just say it's 55. And half of them will say fine. I haven't had anybody yet inquire as to price, not one.
Okay, real quick update on the caboose. I'm actually leaving today. I'm gonna meet up with Larry Lamont over at the museum. We're gonna run up to the Northampton lumber, try to get the red paint situation resolved. Pick up the white paint for the top of the stripe. We did get the caboose completely power washed, the 2 sides and the 2 ends, not the bottom undercarriage. So that's all ready to go. So we're gonna get as much done as we can before the bad weather sets in. Hopefully we can get that white paint today to get started up on that top stripes. Once that dries, then we drop down to the red on the rest of the side. If we can get the 2 sides done, that'd be great. I'm a little concerned because the whole thing was power washed. If we don't get it all done, then we may have to power wash it again next year before we get started. Depends on how much mold builds up on the side. So we'll see, keep you up to date on it. Any other announcements from anyone? Go ahead.
So let me, for those that are new, let me enlighten you about the purple pinky. We've been doing this for, I don't know, a long time, 8 years or so.
Yeah,
So, and we try to do it in relationship to World Polio Day, which was yesterday. So this is the day after we're meeting. The purple pinky, just as it's all over the Rotary. We take donations, $5 suggested donation. Hands it off to the,
Bill's giving us the
okay, we got those 2. So I'll put you down. You owe us $10. Thank you. So
everybody's got.
the money goes to Paul, and he puts it in as part of our polio plus contribution to Rotary.
Most of it anyway.
Huh?
Nothing.
So that's it. And so I will go around and
Are you recording, Bill?
There's a history behind why.
well, there is a history behind the purple pinky, but that's on voting. That I know of. It's on voting. You know, in Afghanistan, you know, or in Iraq, they showed that they, you know, hey, I don't know if it was pinky, but it was their.
And even the women were able
And the
to
women,
vote.
yeah. We see it, Bill.
Okay. Thanks for using the right finger, Bill.
It's your pinky. Either pinky that you want.
Okay,
You wanna-
any other announcements? Okay, why don't we kick in Happy Dollars? I'm gonna open Happy Dollars today with $5. Jim Paschal and I on Saturday, we rode the CBES bike ride to raise funds for various charities on the eastern shore of Virginia. It was a beautiful day. We went out of Waccapri and we took the 60-mile ride. So we finished,
Yeah.
no
Okay.
problem. We saw only one ambulance and one person being carried off, and that was right at the start. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe it was nothing related to the bike ride, but other than that, we saw nobody down or nobody getting hurt, so it was a wonderful day. It was a great ride. The people that ran the break table did a great job, so perfect day. Any other happy dollars? Go ahead, John.
I'll give 500. I got back last night from South Carolina. My son-in-law had 5 bypass surgery last month. He's not quite 56, but he's doing well. So he traded myself and Nurse Ratchet for my ex-wife. Will be really sweet to him. He'll probably relapse a lot. We'll see how that works. But we're very thankful.
All right. Any other happy dollars? Okay, well, we're gonna bring Holly Carpenter, right, up to talk to us today about a company that she does work for. Actually, it's her company, so. Holly, yeah, Holly, tell us how to run a business.
I don't know about all that, but first of all, I gotta tell a little bit of the story. So last week when I was here, Jim asked me if I would speak today. Like, I mean, that's not much notice, but yeah, I'll give it a try. Yeah, I do this, I go out on the road and do this, I like to do entrance parties and stuff, but we'll get to that in a minute. So I got a call yesterday afternoon, he says, we've got this speaker who wants to come in tomorrow and speak, and tomorrow's the only way we can do it, will you change your date? Absolutely, no problem with that. So then at 8 o'clock last night, I get a phone call, hey, our speaker can't come tomorrow. Are you back on? A little bit of prep time here, so anyway. So just want Jim to know, let him know that there's an honorarium for me to speak too. So a little bit about me. Born and raised here in Northampton County, over in Seaview, so on the seaside from here. Took a little stint away from here, went to Virginia Tech for a year. Go Hokies!
They did.
So spent about a year away from here at Virginia Tech, and we just wasn't happy being there. A third of my class went to Virginia Tech. I was a Broadwater brat. So a third of my class, of 36 people, went to Virginia Tech. So it seemed like the way I was supposed to go too. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I didn't have any clue. And after a year, I decided college life right at that minute was not what I wanted to do. But I am happy to say one of my check boxes was to finish my degree. So not too long ago, at least 30 years later, I finished my bachelor's degree for ODU. So that was a big check box for me. So came back home here after Virginia Tech, met a fella, and he is my former husband, which is why I got involved in the rescue squad, which is a little bit what I'm going to talk about too. And I have my daughter. Some of y'all may have seen her. She works in DeShaney for quite a few since she was 16 years old, and now she's at Coach House for those of y'all that are in Bay Creek. So she's there.
What's her name?
Ashley, as a server and waitress. So be nice to her.
Always nice.
Tell me if you're not. So, there's lots of years in that industry for her, and something that she likes. I've tried to bring her into the world of EMS with me. She would do really well at it, but she's kind of like me in Virginia Tech, just not there yet. So, so after I came home, I met my former husband, and he introduced me to Cape Charles Rescue, which at that time we had this nice building out here. And where Dead Rise is right now, that's where our rescue squad building was. If you look at those two big front windows, they were our bays. Got pretty tight getting ambulances in there. In fact, we knocked a few mirrors off trying to get into the house. But that was our building, and that's where I started working for volunteering first for Cape Charles Rescue, and then a few years later working for the county. I started working for the county in 1991 as a EMT. And I was the very first practicing paramedic on the shore, and brought paramedic training to the shore for all the others. I'm still involved in training in both counties with my part-time job that I still have. But transitioned into a chief's role, supervisor role, chief's role, and retired with 30 years of service in May from Northampton County. Yay! Political stuff just wasn't my thing, so a lot of political battles there. Excited to say that I was a part of building the new building at Kickstarter Rescue, building the new building we built in Machicongo, so that was kind of my last checkbox that I really want to get done because that was quite a task to get through board supervisor. So with Rotary, some of y'all look at me as the new guy. I just started back in July, but I'm not the new guy. I was here back in 2001. I was actually here for 12 years. So, and I think from 2013 up till I came back, I was an honorary member. I don't know, somewhere in there. Maybe y'all dumped me at that point. I would have after that many years, but I'm excited to be back. Like I say, retired in May and thought Rotary was a good place for me to be able to come back to. During my job with the county, it became, and moving to Machicongo and working in Eastville, period of that time just became difficult for me to attend meetings. So I've eaten every lunch plate pretty much that y'all had. We were everywhere and traveled all around as well. I also served as president of the club in 2005 through 2006. So that was a the PETS program that we went through and some of the leadership training and some of the best training that I've ever attended. Now I've attended a lot of training through EMS and stuff. I'm also a Paul Harris Fellow and a benefactor. So that was kind of my Rotary experience, and excited to be back a part of this group. So back in 2020, I was introduced to a company and product called Norwex, Norwex, and it's for Norwegian experience. So it originated in Norway, which is one of the greenest countries in the world. And the purpose is to bring green, sustainable, recycling, that kind of life to everybody. It came to North America, first into Canada, and then it moved into the United States. We actually have 2 warehouses in the United States now, one in Dallas and one in Indianapolis. And it's also in 22 other countries. So it's been around since 1996. So it's got 28 years of business and sustainability behind it. It's pretty much an all-female company with a few fellows sprinkled in. Our co-founder's name is Debbie Bolton, so she is the face of Norwex and is visible pretty much weekly, daily in everything that we do. You think of it as it's for cleaning and personal care, you think, how many of y'all clean? Raise your hand. Okay, well, you may not clean, but you're exposed to it. So you all have a vested point in it as far as what you're using and what you're exposing to. So that's what I'm kind of going to talk about today, is the chemicals and such that we are exposed to. So Norwex also is a debt-free company. How many companies out there, corporations, are debt-free? I'll say that today. We're only in 3% of households, so that is our mission, to get to 4%. And that's part of what I really like being involved in. So my why, if you can think about this, so I started this just before I retired. I was looking for something to do beyond my retirement, so how does it tie together? So as a medic, I was dealing with people on some of the worst days of their life. Think about that. When we go out here on the ambulance, that is typically the worst day of your life. With Norwex, it allows me to touch people every day of life. So I can provide something valuable to people, to you, whoever, that can change your life and impact the things that we do in our home. So just want to read you a little something real quick. As a medic, hearing this story really touched me. My son had breathing issues and it was on breathing treatments every 4 hours from 6 weeks old until he was 5. He was on albuterol, Pulmicort, and steroids. So typical asthmatic. Just to keep his wheezing under control, we had to have all those meds. I watched him like a mama bear and used sanitizing wipes everywhere so that he wouldn't ever catch a cold or get sick. 1 month after I started using a Norwex cloth, his wheezing stopped. That's what's crazy. It hasn't ever come back, and he's a teenager now. So this, for me, is what touched me as a medic. Just the different asthma and such that you see around here, and some simple things that you can change in your home to change those medical conditions. And this isn't just one story, this is stories that you'll hear across so many different testimonies of people who have changed their household. If we can change our household, we have control over that. We have control over what enters our house. We don't have control of what's outside. The pollutants in the air, the pesticides, and different things we have in contact, but we can control what's in our house. So these wipes, how many of y'all use these? Come on, everybody in this room has used these wipes because these are the things you couldn't find on the shelf during COVID, right? Gone. Have you ever read about these? What's the first? How many of these have you sent to school with your kids or your grandkids? And you have them in school to wipe down. But what's the first thing on here? It says, keep out of reach of children. Why do you want something in your house that says keep out of reach of children? The other thing is that it tells you you have to use enough of these to make the surface shiny when you're cleaning it. You're supposed to let it dry for 10 or 15 minutes, and you're supposed to come back with a cloth and wipe it again to clean it off, because it leaves a chemical wherever you touch. How many of y'all did that? Do you know it's against federal law if you don't use them properly or come into a rescue? It even says that on the stuff bucket. You know, read the fine print, guys. Read the fine print. So it's these are not good to have in your house. So we do have an alternative. This is our EnviroCloth. It's a microfiber cloth. Can you say, I can go out here and buy a microfiber anywhere? Well, sure you can. You can go to Target, Walmart, any of those big box stores and buy it. But what's the difference in this? So to be a microfiber cloth, you take a strand of hair. Some of y'all have hair, right?
Some of it.
You take a strand of hair, you divide it 6 times, that's what qualifies it to be a microfiber cloth. Norwex takes it a small step further, divides it 200 times. Now, how many people do you want cleaning your surface? 6 or 200? So it's real thick, it's real dense. And also, Norwex is into recycling. So most all of their cloths include a recycled water bottle woven into the fibers. So how cool is that? And they have different foundations that support. They put out there that collect trash from the bays, trash from the ocean, trash from the waterways. They create works of art from it, so they contribute to all that. So fiber is dense, a lot denser than what you can buy in the store. It also is woven with what's called backlog. So some of my science guys in here, that's microsilver. Microsilver is used in the hospital to treat wounds, to help take away germs. They also embedded in the curtains in hospitals. It has microsilver. What does that do for us? It self-purifies. So you can use this today, wash it out real good, hang it up to dry. It self-purifies overnight. No stink, no funk. Think about that sponge sitting on your sink. What's it got growing in it? Nothing will grow in this because it has a silver. So that's what makes Norwex product different from what you can buy in the store. So my thing with this, the other thing besides being a medic is like what my shirt says, cancer. Cancer is called, so right now it's National Breast Cancer Month. These are available only during this month. They're optic scars, so here, clean your glasses with it. These are what most of the guys around really like. Who's got glasses? Try clean your glasses. Here and there. Use these to clean your glasses. Clean them with no chemicals. You're using them dry with no chemicals on that. This is pure, simple microfiber. So back to cancer. Cancer is important because everybody in this room I know has been touched by somebody that has had cancer or they've had cancer themselves. Somebody in your life has been touched. For me, both of my parents died of cancer. So it's important to me because cancer is caused by 95% of all cancer is caused by environmental things. So if we can reduce some of the chemicals in our home, will that help us with some of these cancers that we have around? I think so. That's my goal, and that's my mission. My mission is to provide you with a tool to do things better. Jim told me I had 40 minutes, 50 minutes to do all this.
Yeah.
An hour would be good. Yeah.
An hour, well,
Okay, yeah.
as a demo here, this is butter. As you can see, smearing it on this mirror here. And if I were to use Windex, glass cleaner, or whatever, paper towel to clean this up, what do you think it would do? Smear and take forever to get it off. The other thing is when you use Windex, when you look at what's in that bottle, no matter what's in it, think about it. When you spray it, what happens? It's going up in the air, you're breathing it into your lungs. You got those chemicals going in your lungs, it's dropping on your skin. Did you know that it only takes 26 seconds for something to get in your bloodstream that's going on your skin? 26 seconds. So whatever's in that Windex, whatever's in that Pledge, whatever's in that 409, or Fantastic, or whatever, or my favorite got to be during COVID, Fabuloso. Now, I'm telling you, I used all this stuff. I mean, I loved it, but, you know, it's about changing your way of doing things. The 26 seconds to get into your blood. So think about this for a minute. 200 chemicals were found in the cord blood of a newborn. Everybody understand that? The cord blood of a newborn. Why do you think that is? What happens when you're pregnant?
Yeah, you transfer your blood through the infant.
Yep, but what else happens? You start nesting. When you start nesting, you start cleaning. When you start cleaning, you're using all these chemicals and you're transferring that to the baby. 200 chemicals in the cord blood of a newborn. Kind of crazy. The other thing is paper towels. So our landfills are totally filling up with paper products. 51,000 trees were cut down just to support 51,000 trees a day, I believe, are cut down to support the United States paper habit. So by using cloths, you're eliminating the need for paper towels, for napkins, etc. My paper towels are underneath my sink. I rarely pull them out. I still have them, so a roll will last me quite a long time. So you're saving money by not buying those paper products. For our EnviroCloths or our butter, back to our butter here, it'd be very difficult with paper towels and Windex, yet with our EnviroCloth, and I put it on there pretty thick, pretty well pulls it off without any ease. The EnviroCloth is our primary cloth. The window cloth is our most talked about cloth. And it's talked about because it's for shining and basically when that dries, there will be no streaks, no lint. So you don't have to have a spray, a water bucket, or whatever to run around to clean your windows. All you need is, water. Wax on, wax off. Right? Wax on, wax
So
off.
now that you got butter on that, what, how do you get that off? Or what's
The cloth?
Yeah.
The cloth you wash. So what I'll do,
you swap, like washing the washing machine? Okay.
so this cloth, first of all, I'll take it home and just run it under hot water and rinse it out really good and hang it up to dry. I don't have to launder it right away. I can use it for however long and then launder it once a week, once every 2 weeks, however. You can use regular laundry detergent, but obviously we sell laundry detergent. We prefer you at least have enough. I'm not getting into the selling, it's more about education, but we prefer that you use something that's free and clear. So free and clear of fragrances and dyes, no fabric softener, no dryer sheet. So you can wash it in regular laundry detergent as long as you don't use all that kind of stuff. So what I want you guys, 2 things that I want you guys to take away with you today. First, what does the word clean mean? It means void of foreign substances. Clean doesn't have to have a smell. So if you're smelling fragrances, you're smelling Lysol, you're smelling Pine Sol, we all think that's clean. It's not. Clean has no smell, and clean is void of foreign substances. when you're using this, you look at your picture that you have, I sat on the, tables. Picture of water glass. So your first water glass has bacteria that was killed. So basically, you put chlorine in it or you put bleach in it, and we're still gonna drink it, but it's still got stuff in it. The other has no bacteria in it, which means it's been filtered out. Same way with our weeds down here. Y'all have weeds around the house, drives me crazy. I love to have grass, but I got all weeds. I can take weed killer and kill those weeds, and I have all the dead stuff laying there. But if I pull them by the roots, I've gotten rid of them. This leaves dead stuff there, and these dead bug bodies and these chemicals on the surfaces that you're cleaning, and any of your sprays do. But with the cloth, takes everything away. Takes everything away and removes it from the surface. So, clean is void of all foreign substances. Clean doesn't have a smell. What do you think the 3 most toxic things are in your home? Bathroom cleaner. How come you go in the bathroom and you use the cleaner and you're asphyxiated? You can't do it. We have bathroom cleaner that's enzyme based, plant based, has no smell to it, and you can touch it. Won't harm you, but it'll effectively clean better than any cleaner that you have. What's another one?
Dishwasher.
Remote control.
The toxic things in it? Remote control's toxic? Yeah, it's fine.
It's toxic if you try to get away from it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Food.
Food could be. You're cooking. What do you think?
Refrigerator.
How about dryer sheets? Would you think they're the second most toxic things in your house? So you think about this. You use those dryer sheets, you're putting them on your skin 24/7. You're in your clothes, you're in your sheets, you're in your towels. So they're touching your skin, touching your skin in some form or fashion. Second most toxic thing in your home. So if you don't do anything when you leave here, they need to go. Third, softener. No, that's not it. Third, blade air fresheners. How many of y'all got those? Stuck in the wall.
Yeah.
No.
These have no smell.
Yeah.
I'm guilty. I had an air one of those little blade things plugged in every room. Every room. Because what's it do? It covers the smell. It masks it. Doesn't get rid of it.
There, I'm unmuted now.
Get rid of it. So, who ever played the game Zelda? Last name. Zelda. So, hopefully I can get this right. So the little guy in Zelda was protecting his kingdom. And he had a wooden sword initially. A wooden sword. However, as he played the game a little bit longer, he had the super sword. And that super sword, the wooden sword, you use it, you don't realize you have a problem because that's all you had to use. But when you get the super sword, you realize, man, this is really cool. So that's what I'm offering you. I'm offering you superpowers to do things more effectively, more efficiently, safer, cheaper in the long run, and help make a change in your life and in your home. So when you go home, you see somebody spraying those sprays, think about me. Because get into your airways, get in your lungs, it's getting on your skin. Almost done. Couple more. So, very last thing, I said Zelda was my last thing, but this guy here, is a part of what really turned me on to Norwex. Norwex is all about clean oceans. They contribute to 2 projects that are important. One is called Sea Bins. And Sea Bins, they put bins out, particularly in the marinas and in the waterways, to collect trash. And then that trash is given to another project called Wash the Shore. And if y'all had opportunity to go to Botanical Gardens last summer, it was there. So they create beautiful works of art out of sea trash. So the turtle, they do a pet for purpose every year. So this was the one that was in when I started with Norwex. That any proceeds from the purchase of this goes towards those projects. and they do one every year. Now it's a seal, and I believe in January we have a seahorse coming. But what's really cool with these, this is part of their recycling, is this is made out of Norwex products. So it's leftover fabric that they make these products out of, so they don't have to throw it away. So everything's about recycling, everything's about, cleaner, safer, healthier way of living. Thanks, guys. I hope I've given you something to think about.
Anybody have any real quick questions? Scares me. All the terms I got.
How do you spell the name?
Norwex, Norwex. So it's like Norway experience.
Well, one of the things that you brought up is don't use all these products. That means less work, which is good. Less things to do, but of course, your cleaning product makes a lot of sense. Holly, thank you very
Yep.
much. And if anybody has any follow-up questions, Holly is back with us, thank goodness. And I'm sure she'll be perfectly willing to talk more with you on this subject. We're gonna end the meeting right now, so if you could all please stand. You do the four-way test. Number one. Is true. Number two.
Is it fair to all concerns?
Number three.
Will it better printing?
Number four.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
And hey, Stan, you're the man. What do we got after that?
We definitely gonna have.
Gonna have
There
fun.
we go. Thank you all. Thanks, everybody on Zoom.
Oh, you're the only one. You
What?
wanna, Paul, don't leave. I gotta give you this stuff.
Yeah.
I heard there was